Peyton Watson has quietly become one of the most interesting names the Lakers could target, and if there's any realistic path to getting him, I think they have to explore it. Reports say Denver has already been negotiating with Peyton Watson, but the two sides still haven't reached a contract agreement. The Nuggets would prefer to keep him and aren't looking to move on, but they're at least willing to hear sign-and-trade proposals if the right offer comes along. That alone should have the Lakers paying close attention. The challenge is they're not the only team chasing him. The other Los Angeles team is reportedly in the mix as well. Right now, the reported offer is built around Derrick Jones Jr. and the Pacers' first-round pick for Peyton Watson. That would give Denver a veteran 3-and-D wing plus an additional first-round asset. If I'm the Lakers, I'd seriously consider pushing all my chips in. I truly believe adding Peyton Watson gives them a chance to become the best team in basketball. Sure, chemistry and fit still have to work out, but the talent is undeniable. I've always liked Jonathan Kuminga, but if you're asking me to choose today, I'm taking Peyton Watson every time. He's bigger, he's more athletic, and he's simply further along as a player. He's basically the level everyone hopes Arthur Kaluma or Adu Thiero can eventually reach. They share similar size, length, and athletic traits, but Watson already has the production while also having the superior frame. What's even more impressive is that he's only about a year and a half older than Adu Thiero, so there's still room for him to improve. From the Lakers' perspective, I wouldn't be afraid to pay a steep price if that's what it takes. The Milwaukee Bucks are reportedly interested too, but if Denver's strongest offer is still Derrick Jones Jr. plus a first-round pick, then the Lakers should absolutely see if they can top it. The whole deal probably comes down to two things from Denver's perspective. First, how much do they actually value Derrick Jones Jr.? He's a veteran wing, but there's also the possibility he could leave after the season. Maybe the Nuggets view him as someone who can slide into the rotation at the 3, but even then, he'd probably be coming off the bench. If you're looking at their projected starting lineup, you're talking about Jamal Murray, Christian Braun, Cameron Johnson, Aaron Gordon, and Nikola Jokic. That leaves Derrick Jones Jr. as more of a reserve piece than a starter. The second question is how much that first-round pick really means to Denver. Do they see it as a valuable future trade asset, or is it just another draft pick? From the Lakers' side, a first-rounder can often be replaced with the value of 2 or 3 second-round picks, depending on where those selections fall. So, if Los Angeles can offer something like 3 second-rounders along with a pick swap, maybe that's enough to keep the conversation alive. Denver also has another issue to solve, because they still need to fill out the rest of their roster while managing their payroll. The Lakers have a little more flexibility to absorb money if needed. In a perfect world, Los Angeles could package someone like Jared Vanderbilt, Jaden Hardy, additional draft assets, and simply take on the remaining salary. The problem is competition changes everything. Once multiple teams are bidding, the Lakers lose the leverage to structure the deal exactly how they'd like. Denver may not have much interest in Jared Vanderbilt, so the Lakers would probably need to include multiple players instead. That isn't necessarily a bad thing, because the Nuggets still need depth across the roster. Jaden Hardy feels like a logical fit, since Denver is thin at guard. Dalton Knecht also looks like a player who could make sense for what the Nuggets need. If I'm Denver, there's at least a reasonable argument for taking a package built around young players who match positions of need. Whether you believe those players are future stars or not almost doesn't matter, because the value is really in the depth and upside they bring.
Jaden Hardy and Dalton Knecht both make sense as young pieces who can still develop. After that, you could include Jake LaRavia, another young wing who can defend, rebound, and contribute in different ways. His three-point shooting dipped last season, but it was also the weakest shooting year of his career, so there's still room for a bounce back. Now you're talking about adding 3 young rotation players instead of just one headline piece. On top of that, Denver could create a trade exception while also receiving 3 second-round picks and a pick swap. And honestly, I don't think that's a bad deal. It would also free up 3 roster spots for the Lakers to work with. At that point, players like Matisse Thybulle, Bruce Brown, and Nick Richards become realistic names to consider. The only thing you still have to balance is the salary cap. Let's say Peyton Watson signs for 4 years and $100 million, roughly $25 million per season. Once you account for Jake LaRavia, Jaden Hardy, Dalton Knecht, and Adu Thiero going the other way, you're really only adding around $6 million in salary. That makes it much easier to fill 2 of those open roster spots, while the final spot could be handled later through prorated money. So maybe you end up bringing in someone like Matisse Thybulle along with Nick Richards. The bigger question is just how aggressive you're willing to be for Peyton Watson. If it were my decision, I'd push almost everything into the middle. Keep Common because he isn't eligible to be traded, but I'd move Adu Thiero, 3 second-round picks, and a pick swap if that's what it takes. Now you've locked in what could become your franchise wing. Pair him with Walker Kessler, and suddenly the foundation starts looking really strong. At the very least, you'd have your franchise point guard, your franchise wing, and your franchise center in place. Everything then comes down to Austin Reaves. This will be the first season where he's truly expected to handle the role of a second option, so if he delivers, that fills your shooting guard spot. After that, the only major piece left to find is a long-term power forward. Making this trade would probably end any realistic pursuit of Jonathan Kuminga, but that may not matter anyway, because taking on another major contract would be difficult. Instead, you could simply wait until next offseason, keep your financial flexibility, retain your non-taxpayer mid-level exception, and target someone like Derrick Jones Jr. in free agency. Imagine a lineup with Luka, Austin Reaves, Derrick Jones Jr., Peyton Watson, and Walker Kessler. I'd have no problem signing up for that.